Today on Corporals Corner, we're going to be constructing a squirrel pole snare, so stick around. The first thing you want to do prior to placing your pole snare is identify a path of travel. What we have in front of us here is a small ravine. If you notice on the right hand side, it slopes up. On the left hand side, it slopes up as well. So what we found here right in front of us is a downed log or a tree branch. I'll zoom in on this. And what the animals have been doing, the squirrels mostly, are coming off from the right side down the small path, crossing over this log and going up the other side. So identification of a path of travel is the first thing you want to do. Once you've identified your path of travel, what you want to do is you want to locate any natural choke points on that log. And there's one right there. If you notice, there's a branch growing off of that log vertically. So now what I want to do is I want to try and funnel or choke that animal into this location. By simply placing broken twigs into the natural crevices of this down limb, we'll funnel the animal into the direction that you want him to go. Alright, let's talk about the snare itself. For today's application, I'm going to be using 550 paracord because that's what I have in my pack. Now, don't get caught up on the paracord. A lot of guys use wire. You can use bank line. Some people use dental floss. Some people taken an old light or lamp or fan and extracted the cord off of that and used that for the snare. So this could be one of a million things, but today we're using paracord. So what I'm going to do is I got about 18 inches, well about 20 inches of paracord here, and at both ends I have a simple figure 8 loop. If you don't know how to do this, all you do is you take your ends like so, wrap it around kind of like this, pull it through. And there's your figure 8. So I'll take this back out right now and show you again that both ends have a figure 8 loop. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply just pass one through the other . And there's your snare. Okay, what I've done here is I placed my snare in between my choke point and I placed it on top of a Y branch. If there are no natural crevices for that Y branch to sit in, all you gotta do is take your knife and pop a small hole, place the Y branch inside. The other end of the snare is simply tied off to a nearby limb. And the idea is that the animal realizes it can't go left or right, so it must pass through the snare, gets its head inside, feels like it's entangled in something, jerks back, and either jumps or falls off that log. Alright, welcome back. Let's talk about a few things. First off, snaring, just like trapping, is a percentage game. You always want to put out more for the higher chance of success, so more is better. Okay, and then also I want to talk about trapping and snaring is illegal in most of the 50 states, if not all, unless you have a license or you're an Indian or you're on Indian land and you have a friend of yours that gave you permission to go do this. This all here was done on private land, so I'm not going to leave any of this stuff in place, and neither should you. If you're on your private land, you want to give it a shot, it's good to go. Just be careful. Don't violate any laws or anything, and you should be fine. So with that, catch you all next time.